Okay, so Terry left me a comment in the comment section of the Chipotle video to look at Macy's. So let's look at Macy's here. And right away, I see that they have a decent dividend of 2%, a PE of 14, which is low to the S&P 500 average right now, S&P PE average, but not necessarily that low for Macy's. Macy's is part of a department store chain, and many department stores trade at a lower PE to the overall market. They're not considered the sexiest companies anymore because there's slow growth or troubled growth with a lot of the internet shopping that's been going on. But we see here that it's pretty close to its 52-week high, which a lot of stocks are right now, and the value of the company is at $20 billion. Decent valuation. Let's look at the key statistics. Okay. All right, so Macy's revenues is almost $28 billion, which is good. They have a profit margin, 5% profit margin, which is good for retailers. Gross profits are $11 billion, although revenues are declining about 2%, which is a negative. However, earnings are growing, so they are finding some growth in earnings, which is, I think, one reason the stock is doing well. But the quarterly revenue growth for department stores this size are estimated to be flat to down a little bit, so I don't think that's really shocking anyone. They have about $2 billion in cash and $7 billion in debt, which is a pretty high debt level for the company, a small source of worry. It's nothing I don't think they couldn't handle. Book value is about $17, which isn't too bad. We have only 2% of the shares sold short, which means that most investors have faith in this stock. Over the year, it's been up about 18%, which is about average for most S&P, decent S&P 500 companies. Let's see. Let's look at some of the technical analysis on Macy's here, and we'll look over the past. Do a 6-month analysis. We'll throw up the 100 and 200. Let's see. Actually, throw up the 50 and the 100. Okay, so we see here that this was a bad sign here when the Macy's went below its 50-day and then its 100-day. Although it has come back above the 100-day, but it's been testing the resistance of the 50-day. So now the 100-day becomes a support level, and the 50-day becomes a resistance. So right now, Macy's is testing the 50-day moving average, and we're really looking for a breakout above the 50-day moving average. If Macy's does go above this 50-day moving average, then technically that would be a buy signal because it's trading above the 50 and 100-day moving averages. Let's look at the RSI. And we see that it's at 50. So this is really, I would consider this stock kind of a hold because it's neither overpurchased. Over here the stock was overpurchased, and back here was oversold. Down here was oversold, up here was overpurchased. But right now it's sort of in the middle of the way, where just like the technical indicators, we're waiting for a buy signal. So Macy's, as it is today, seems like a pretty solid stock. Let's look at its financials real quick. And revenues here from 2014 to 2012 to 2014 have been growing on a yearly basis, and so has operating income. So the financials are solid. The overall, I mean, fundamentally, it's a solid stock. Technically, it's sort of a hold until some new information comes about. So that's about the most I could say about the stock, would be that it's an interesting stock. And I mean, as far as everybody knows Macy's, and it's definitely at the higher end of its trading range. I think that if there is a correction in the stock market, Macy's may be a little vulnerable. As you can see today, the stock market Macy's is down 2.7%. If you look at the overall market today, let's see. Hold on. All right. So if you look at the overall market, S&P was down less than 0.5%. The Dow was down about close to 1%. But what troubles me is Macy's was down almost 3%. So it shows that there is a lot more weakness on Macy's if the market is going to tend to go lower. So we might have a 2 or possibly 3 times effect on the downward side of Macy's, which may say that investors are ready to jump off of Macy's at this point, having reached its high for the year. So I would say there's some caution here. Okay, please like and subscribe, and in the comments, if you want to list other stocks for me to look up and give a quick analysis, my 5-minute analysis, I'll be happy to do so. And thanks to Terry for recommending the stock.